Okay. All right, the show is live. If you guys can hear me. Okay. And let's see. I'll be here in a minute. See? Let's see. Testing, testing. One, two, three. There we go. We are live right now. Welcome to In the Paint. This is the YouTube slash Google Hangouts live stream show we got going on tonight. We talk about real, and we bring the real in sports. So let me get that right. Sorry about that. For our regular program, that's Mondays and Tuesdays. Mondays it's at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Tuesday it's at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the call-in show, the number for that is 347-426-3634. Good evening, all. I'm your host, Rodney Jones. I'm also the moderator of the show, and joining me soon will be the man that created In the Paint, that Mr. Mark A. Cunningham. Maybe he'll be joining me shortly. Tonight, we have a very interesting docket. We're going to be talking about a lot of different stuff going on in professional sports. The NBA in particular. One story that has me intrigued is the situation with Minnesota Timberwolves guard Jimmy Butler turning down a 4-year, $110 million contract. Apparently, he's unhappy in Minnesota for whatever reason. We're gonna delve into that and talk about that. Also, we're gonna talk about the very interesting the very interesting thing that happened at Atlanta Airport with Adam PacMan Jones as a free agent cornerback, formerly of Cincinnati Bengals. He got into a little scuffle with ABM employee. I think the guy's last name is Rat Rajan. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. That should be a little comical as well. In baseball news, of course, the New York Yankees are trying, or are they trying to get into the Manny Machado sweepstakes? We're talking about the stalwart shortstop slash third baseman for the Baltimore Orioles. It's apparent that he will not be re-signing with Baltimore, so he's going to be on the trade market, and that deadline is coming soon. So we'll see what comes out of that. Also, the New York Mets, Yoenis Cespedes is being considered to be playing first base to save his legs because in the outfield we know he's very oft injured, and it's not a good look for him. It's not a good look for him to play in the outfield. We think that the thinking is if he plays first base, um, he'll save his legs and save the wear and tear, and hopefully it won't be that bad for him injury wise. So we got that going on. A few more things as well. I don't know what the hell this Kiki dance sensation is. I don't even know what that's about. We might get into that a little bit. Like to add a little humor, social commentary here on In the Paint. We're not just sports. We're more than that. At this time, I'm going to ask you guys to be patient. I'm going to see where my people are. So let's see what we got. All right, just bear with me, and let's see what's happening here. I know they got the invites, so we're going to see what's happening with this. So just once again, bear with me, people. Thank you. All right, got a couple people watching. That's great. Where these guys at? What the hell's going on? Oh boy, I love high tech Google and YouTube and Hangouts and all that stuff, but it's a little funny stuff. So just bear with me for a second, folks. I'm gonna be right there. I appreciate that. Once again, it's In the Paint. Again, this is the weekly YouTube stream show. We have 2 call-in shows, Monday and Tuesday. One's at 9. That'd be the month. Excuse me. One's at 9:30. That'd be the Monday edition, and Tuesday is the 9 o'clock edition. So this. What the? Jesus Christ! This is ridiculous. Apologies again, folks. Just bear with me for a second. This is ridiculous. I don't know why the hell take a time out from this. Doesn't make any sense. Ah, boy. I tell you. Just be patient, and I'm gonna send this link out again to the creator show, who's fashionably late, and we'll see what happens. Try to get some more people involved as well. I don't know because I sent them this link earlier, and I don't know. Does it have a time limit? Does it fade out? I mean, what's happening here? I just don't get it. But I'm here, and we'll be bringing you the real in sports talk soon. Once I get my co-host in here, and because I don't want to go on about stuff, and he's not here to you know add his little levity, his little stats, and I don't want to go too far into it. And there he is right now. All right, Max 611. Hey,
Hello.
yeah, you there?
Good evening. Yes, I am, sir.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you a question. Is there
Yes.
is this thing like a time limit on this link? Because if I send it, you know,
I have no idea. We'll figure that out,
yeah, that's because it's kind of a pain.
offline.
Yeah, it's kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
For me.
Um,
What's
S-
up?
Chandler
I,
also needs the link if he's
yeah.
not in the call already.
Okay. I'll send it to him as well, and I'm sure I have to send it to a few more people that
Yeah,
I've been
you
reaching
got
out to.
Dom's info, right?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I
Okay.
have his info. I know he wanted to participate tonight. Yeah, just bear with me. I think tonight we're going to start off by talking about Jimmy Butler. I find that to be quite fascinating, to be perfectly honest.
Yep.
Situation out in Minnesota. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I just wanted to. I really didn't want to go too deep as of yet because you know, I wanted to have your input. I don't want to just keep rambling on and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So I'll leave it at that.
I'm following your lead, bro.
No, well, there's no lead to follow if I'm the only one here. Yeah, you understand? So, however, let's get into this Jimmy Butler talk. Apparently he's not happy in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Um, whatever reason. I mean, I don't know if you know, but I gotta say honestly, I'm not really feeling Jimmy Butler anyway. To be
You what?
perfectly honest, I'm not really feeling Jimmy Butler in that way anyway. You
Right.
understand? To me, he could fill up the stats. I see you, Chandler. I see you already. Welcome. Um, you know, I just think that he's a stat filler. I don't really see him being. I'm sorry. That's just my. I don't really see him being a difference maker in that aspect. Not to me anyway. Um, when I had heard these reports, and I'm like, okay. Basically, who really gives a fuck? That was my honest reaction. I'm not gonna lie. That's what I felt. I'm like, wow, okay. So what?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I'm not gonna knock him completely. He's a decent player, but I guess where I would put him on a level, and maybe this is insulting, and those might not agree, but I'm gonna just say it anyway. I would put him like on a Paul George level, maybe a step behind that.
I agree. I like Jimmy Butler, but he's being real
Mhm.
whack right now.
Yeah, you think? I'm just like I'm not really feeling this dude. And does anybody have any insight on why he's unhappy? I mean, you're playing for a guy that you're used to. That's Tom Thibodeau. Do you think that's a problem, or is there any other issues that you guys think that would make him feel this type of way?
Hey,
It's the
he
young
won.
players.
Go ahead, Chandler.
It's the young players. He doesn't like
Right.
playing with the young guys. Um,
Mm,
he doesn't think they're professional enough. We all know Andrew Wiggins is a complainer. Andrew
mm,
Wiggins don't ever think he's getting enough shots. We all know that.
mm,
Okay, this ain't the first team Andrew Wiggins been on.
mm.
Actually, what is his third now? Andrew Wiggins, I think third team, right?
Second
If I'm not
team.
I think second.
One team. He never played for Cleveland, and he's been on Minnesota his whole career.
Okay. But even then, he's been complaining in Minnesota. I mean, remember the owner had to sit down with him before they gave him that huge contract. Remember, to see if he was really committed to being there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When your boss has to debate about whether giving you a raise and then sit down with you to feel comfortable about giving you a raise, and he gives you a raise, but he still really ain't that comfortable, that says a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's which is kind of why Thibodeau was brought in to kind of get him in line. You got Karl Anthony Towns, who, again, now I'm putting this on Thibodeau because Karl Anthony Towns played defense at Kentucky. Karl Anthony Towns played defense when he was Rookie of the Year. Mm-hmm. Now, there's some issues with Tibbs, and it could be that Towns is feeling himself a little bit. But the things we're hearing about him, we haven't heard before. And usually when you start hearing things about a player you've never heard before and there's a new coach, I tend to put that on the coach more than the player. You know what I'm saying? Because most guys have track records. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, this is, you know, you start hearing things you've never heard about a guy before. I tend to look at the source and like, well, maybe it's you, not that person, because everybody else seems to love him. But with Jimmy Butler, his issue is with the young players on that roster. We saw what happened with them in the playoffs.
Right.
Andrew Wiggins took more shots than anybody. Karl Anthony Towns disappeared. That it wasn't a cohesive unit. They weren't really listening to Tibbs. They were basically doing what the hell they wanted to do. And I don't think Jimmy Butler wants to put in the work required, quite honestly, to help these kids grow.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, that's an interesting, definitely interesting take, and I'm inclined to agree with you. You know what I'm saying? Again, I've just never been really impressed with this guy being that dude. You understand? Again, to me, his stats for he'll get to 20-something points, whatever, but he's not a difference maker. And by your assessment channel, like, you know, if you're not willing to play with the young guys and try to, you know, make them better. You understand? Because I think Butler's like maybe 27, 28 years old, something like that.
28.
He's probably 28, so he's probably one of the elder statesmen on that team. If you know what I'm saying, and looked upon as a veteran. So, you know, if you're a veteran, you should be taking care of the youth of this team and try to help mold them. You understand? And build a team. But since you can't even do that, you don't like doing it. I mean, I can't really hold in high regard. You know, I just can't.
Look at what he did in Chicago, and you know he upstaged the coach there. He was publicly disrespectful. Now I don't like the coach in Chicago,
right.
But that stuff should be in house. He actually said publicly, you know, I wish for the days. Well, he didn't say it exactly like that, but he said I long for the days when we had Tom Thibodeau. And stuff of that nature, and you shouldn't do that, especially you know, Chicago wasn't playing well, and he wanted to leave that team because they had young players. They were a lottery team, and he didn't want to be there, and so he got himself up out of there. Went to the coach he wanted to go to, who he claimed he loves. Right. Which is Tom Thibodeau, and like Chandler said, he don't want to be a leader. He wants the easy way out. I have to say, Taj Gibson has been the classiest dude there. He goes and does his job as best he can and gives 100%. Wiggins, he's still a project. He's still being developed. Immense talent, but the light switch hasn't gone on yet.
No.
Karl Anthony Towns, like Chandler said, maybe feeling himself. And Jimmy, I like Jimmy, but you know, we like Jimmy for his defense and some of his offense. And I think he wants to be the man, but you're not the man. You're Dwayne Wade light. Without the intangibles.
Wow.
Yeah. He wants to be he's that guy who wants to be in charge, but doesn't want to actually to do the work required to be in charge.
Right.
You know, he wants the paycheck. He wants the corner office. He wants the respect. He wants the adulation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you mean I actually have to lead these people, though? You mean I got to actually do something? Oh, no. You know what I'm saying? He's that dude.
Right.
Because when he was in Chicago, and everybody was talking about Derrick Rose, I'm the leader. I'm a leader too. Okay, Derrick Rose left. You're supposed to be a leader. Right?
Yeah. Let him
now, Joakim Noah. Right. Joakim Noah wound up having to do most of the heavy lifting. Joakim Noah got tired of it. And then Hoiberg did Noah dirty, right? When he should have done Butler dirty, but whatever. He did Noah dirty. So now you're the man. Everybody else is gone. You're the only one left standing. What you do? You force your way out of town.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
He Charles Barkley did. That's what I'm going to call it from now on.
Now, I was at work today. I had an interesting dialogue with a coworker and a colleague of the show as well. And he had a little smile on his face. Oh yeah, I'll up your mic is live as well. He had a little smile on his face talking about, this situation with Jimmy Butler and Minnesota is quite interesting. And I'm looking at him and I know what he's smirking about. Because we're talking about a Knicks fan.
I do too.
You know?
No.
Who said no?
Me. No. The Knicks fans is guys in our Facebook group slobbering all over themselves. Kyrie Irving and Jimmy Butler is our backcourt. Listen, they both talented, but I don't want neither one of them.
No. Hey, you already know. My thing is this, dude. Check this out. The fact that there was some post on Instagram to the effect of saying, you're going to join Kyrie in Europe, right? I was like, come on now. Stop it. You know,
I'm going to call that episode Injury and Complaining.
I mean, people have got to see the disaster that would be. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you know, you if you're going by names only, okay, and not the other intangibles, okay, yeah, that looks pretty decent. Whatever. But in reality, it's shit. You understand? It's the same as it's the equivalent of shit. It really is. I'm like, yo, get out of here. Nobody trying to hear that nonsense. But then again, you already know those hyper fans of the New York Knickerbockers, you know how they do. Hope springs eternal. Every time you turn a corner, it's hope springs eternal.
You know what would happen with that team? That team wouldn't win a damn thing. But here's what would happen. They would go through 3 coaches, because the coaches would explain. 2 general managers before they finally decided to blame those 2 guys, because here's what happened. But man, look how exciting they are. Look at Kyrie going to the hole, son. Look at Kyrie going to the hole. Jimmy Butler defending everybody, son. Yo, Dunn, you gotta look at it, yo. It's like this is New York style. It's Kyrie Irving with that man handle, son. In the meantime, we only win in 40 games a year.
Yeah.
But it's exciting.
Yeah. Exactly. Ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. That's why I'm just like, come on, y'all. Stop it, man. But again, I gotta just say that I'm not impressed with this joke at all. I said it once, I'll say it again. Stats killer. That's about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When it's time to show and really prove whatnot, I just don't think he has the goods to do it. He doesn't have the goods. You know what I'm saying? I just truly don't believe that. I truly believe that he doesn't have the goods. You know, so I'm just like, whatever. You know, I just kind of shrugged my whole shoulders like that. Whatever, doesn't matter. Next story. That's how I took it. You be perfectly honest.
New York fans love big names. Go ahead, Jim.
That's it. This whole and you know what, man? I hate to be that guy. It seems like I'm trying to rain on everybody's parade. Actually, I don't hate being that guy. I like being that guy, but whatever. But I might just have to stop watching the Knicks, because what we're about to witness is about to be some bullshit.
Yeah.
David Fizdale developed player the first. Okay? He has not developed player the first, and don't give me Mario damn Chalmers. Okay? I'm not trying to hear Mario Chalmers. I'm not trying to hear it. All right? Yeah. But suddenly, he comes from a development background. He done developed so many players. Name one. Oh, Scott Perry he got the blueprint. It's a new era in Knicks basketball.
Scott Perry been in the lottery for his whole GM career.
Yeah, Kevin Knox is a Hall of Famer. He got Hall of Fame. He's a Hall of Famer. It's 3 summer league games. Okay, Mitchell Robinson. He's gonna be like Tree Rollins and Marvin Webster and Akeem and Clint Capella all rolled into one. Oh, and a little dash of Shaq. It's 3 summer league games. Okay, it's 3 damn summer league games. This is why I hate this fan base sometimes. I hate this fan base because it's the hyperbole right now is just through the roof. And now you got people talking about, yeah, well, what we got now, we had Kyrie and Jimmy Butler, we're going to win a championship. Listen, you are not winning a championship with Kyrie Irving and Jimmy Butler.
Nope.
The only reason Kyrie Irving won a championship, you were talking about, yeah, LeBron wouldn't have won it without him. Let's be clear. LeBron drug him to Game 7, and then he had a good Game 7.
Right.
Right. Big time.
So anybody can have one good game in the playoffs at the right time. Ask Derek Fisher. Ask Robert Horry. Okay? Robert Horry hit some big shots in his career. Is anybody going to tell me Robert Horry was actually a difference maker for any team he was on?
Right.
No, he was a maybe he was a solid player on those 2
Rockets teams.
A big hand in those 2 championships.
Right. And I'll give you those 2.
Everything else was him being in the right situation at the right time, a la Steve Kerr. I had a conversation with my cousin speaking about, those type of players. I'm like, Steve Kerr wasn't a good NBA player. He was an end of the bench guy, and he found a role in Chicago. He didn't play a lot of minutes. He just played in certain situations and hit an open shot.
Right.
Stop it. And like you said about Kyrie Irving, LeBron, if LeBron doesn't have that Game 6, there is no Game 7.
Right. Thank you. A lot of cats fail to realize that. It's ridiculous, man. And I'm like, yo, recognize it. Look at it. Again, we are not making this up. This is just pure freaking facts. Period.
Right.
and it's so simplistic that people just they overlook that, and then their supreme fandom of Kyrie, they totally overlook that. I'm like, yo, it's right there in front of you. Do you even watch the games? My God.
No.
So what is Jimmy Butler gonna do? He has no contract, right?
No, I think he's under contract, but he didn't sign the extension.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
So next year, I think he'll be able to be a free agent or whatever. But you're right. You know what this is? This is the era of fantasy, football, basketball, baseball, whatever. This is the fantasy era where people only look at the fantasy stats guys put up. They're just looking at their numbers. And in a vacuum, Kyrie Irving's numbers are tremendous. Jimmy Butler's numbers are tremendous in a vacuum. Unfortunately, you don't play games in a vacuum. In an actual game environment, what do those numbers really mean? Do they translate to winning? And people lose sight of the winning because they get so lost in the numbers, because they keep throwing numbers at him. Oh, he's on a historical pace to do this, and his numbers put him in this class of people, and with his numbers this, and with his numbers that. And it all sounds really good. And now we got guys being called superstars because the numbers say they are, but they're not damn superstars.
No, they're not. No, they're not. Exactly. It's fucking ridiculous, bro. It makes no damn sense whatsoever. Stay in this lane of the NBA a little bit. What's going on with the Brooklyn Nets, man? What's happening?
Well, they got rid of the glut of guards they had.
Yeah, okay. I gotta tell you, I am kind of happy about this deal, and I'll tell you why. Because a lot of people thought that Jeremy Lin wasn't going to be going anywhere, wasn't going to be leaving Brooklyn. I'm glad that. Yeah. I mean, but I'm happy because I hope they keep this guy Dinwiddie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I hope they keep this dude. I liked his moxie. I liked his makeup last year. I said, this guy, he looks like he's a hungry player, you know, and he wants to make a name for himself. I'm not saying the guy's going to be a superstar or anything like that, but he's going to be a very serviceable player for this team. I'm hoping that. You know what I mean? Jeremy Lin, well, he was another serviceable guy, but you couldn't keep him on the court for long. That was his issue.
Right.
You understand? Let me just shout this out real quick. Dom, I see you. Whenever you want to join in, just unmute your mic, and you'll be on with us, brother. So that's all you got to do is unmute your mic, because I see you. But let's face it, man. I like Jeremy Lin. I'm not going to front. You know what I'm saying? But the guy was off the injury. That's just what it is, man. I'm like, yo, damn, you can't stay on the court for a long period of time. You know? I mean, it's a damn shame.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I like the deal. I you know what I'm saying? I see they got unless they changed something. I see they got Kenneth Fareed from Denver.
Yeah.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
I see
he was
Chandler excited about that
misused.
one.
He was misused in Denver the last 2 years. They didn't play him the minutes he deserved based on, previously in his career. And let me just say, remember we talked about Dennis Schrader. He's gonna get traded soon because they're gonna keep Jeremy Lin. He might be the backup or whatever. And he's solid, 12 points, 5 assists. You're either starting or coming off the bench as your third guard. And it just he got a 10% trade kicker for the trade. You know that, right?
Yeah.
I told you that man be playing chess with these contracts.
Right. True indeed, you know.
He about his money.
The Nets are being smart, and
yes.
If you look at what they're doing and again, I hate in a vacuum, it looks ridiculous, right? You traded for Dwight Howard, then you bought him out. You traded for this player, you're buying him out. You got Jeremy Lin, and you traded for this. But if you look at what they're doing, they're building long term. They're looking long term, and they have guys who fit the coach. Kenny Atkinson is a decent coach. He gets guys to play hard.
Right.
It looks like guys are developing there. You know what I'm saying? What they doing. For me, the biggest thing for them is, can they keep D'Angelo Russell healthy?
Right.
That's the whole. That's why I think when you mentioned Spencer Dinwiddie and what they're doing with some of these moves, because I wouldn't be surprised if Dennis Schroeder wound up with the Nets. That would not surprise me at all, because you have to have some D'Angelo Russell insurance.
Yeah.
And if he stays healthy, now you got Schroeder coming off the bench. Listen, Dennis Schroeder, when he's properly motivated, this kid can drop 30 on you every night. He can get to the basket. He can get to the rim at will. The kid has, listen, this young man has a very good skill set when it comes to being a point guard, as far as a scoring point guard. He can get to the rim anytime he wants to. You know what I'm saying? He can get there. It's just everything else about him that, needs some work. But I kind of like what the Nets are doing, man. They got the big man. They got the kid Allen. If Okafor wants to get on board, he can get on board. If not, his punk ass will be in the G League.
Yeah.
That's where it is with him right now.
It was a low risk, high reward move.
Right. And that's what all the moves have been. And they've hit on more moves than people realize. They've hit on Karis LeVert was a good signing. Spencer Dinwiddie, the kid Allen. They've hit on, and D'Angelo Russell, when he's been healthy, was a good move for them. So they've hit on far more than they've missed, but it's because it's the Nets and everybody likes kicking the Nets and talking shit about them. People forget the Nets, they just came to Brooklyn, they was Jersey. Listen, the Nets started off in New York. Miss me with the bullshit. All right?
Word. Yeah. Let me tell you something, man. I that team's gonna be a problem, man. On some real shit. They're gonna be a problem. You understand? And I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna say it. They're gonna be the big brother in New York as far as basketball is concerned. You know what I'm saying? Because they're doing the right thing. They got, listen, I like Sean Marks. I like what he's doing. I do love Kenny Atkinson as a coach for this team. They are going to play hard. I'm telling you, they're gonna be a problem. They're gonna be a problem at some point. You understand? And that's just my personal opinion. I think they really are. It won't be the Knicks that own New York. It's going to be the Brooklyn Nets. Mark my word. I tell you this.
Well, long as the Knicks keep they're doing similar things as the Nets.
Right.
Just develop these players. Let the coach build this team, and let the GM and the president build a roster. We don't need names. Like, we don't need Jimmy Butler. We don't need we don't need Kyrie Irving. I don't need injuries and complaining, because that's all they're gonna do when they get here.
Well, Matt, let me interrupt you for a second, Matt. The difference between those two teams, between the Nets and Knicks, you said that they're making similar moves as Brooklyn is. Well, we have one thing on the Knicks that's a difference maker, and it's not great. His name is James Dolan.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Yeah,
King tax write-off.
Yeah, that's the major difference right there. Brooklyn doesn't have that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, if they get going good, count on it to fuck up because of the owner.
Right. And you know what? The ownership of the Nets, when the Russian bought the Nets, he was hands off in terms of letting the people who run the day to day. He was hands off. I mean, he had an idiot running it in Billy King, but he was hands off, and he's been hands off now. I don't know if he's gonna be here too much longer. I think he might just sell the rest of the team to that Asian guy who now has about 45% of the Nets, I believe. So, we'll see the future, but like you all said, the Nets got a solid GM and they got a solid coach, and they're thinking long term, they're thinking right now a little bit ahead, and also long term. They're thinking all three ways you're supposed to do things.
True.
You know what's crazy is the Nets have actually had longer sustained periods of success than the Knicks have.
Right.
From the ABA team, the Dr. Nets. Then you had the Buck Williams, Mike Jaminski Nets, which everybody seems to forget about. Everybody keep acting like Jason. Oh, when they got Jason Gibbs first team of good New Jersey. No. Then Buck Williams, Super John Williamson, Mike Jaminski, Albert King,
Michael Ray Richardson for a minute, and Otis Birdsong and Ray Williams. They had New York Knicks transplants over there.
Yup, them Nets used to win games. They would come here and give the Knicks the business. Albert King was trash against everybody except the Knicks. He come in like the Knicks up 35 points every time. Like, what the hell, Albert? You can't shoot against nobody else.
Right.
Shooting against his brother. Remember Michael Corrin?
Oh my God, Michael Corrin would come in the Garden, and he became a Hall of Famer in the Garden. Jim Spanarkel. You know what I'm saying? Listen, they had some stats, man. But they've actually had longer periods of sustained success. Then you go to the Kerry Kittles Nets with Keith Van Horn and them guys, and so the Nets can be good, and I think they're going to be good quicker than the Knicks. They just never get a lot of credit. And I'm a Knicks fan. I mean, listen, when I was growing up, it was the Nets and the Knicks in New York, so I could root for both teams. It wasn't a problem. Once we moved to Jersey, listen, you off my list because you in Jersey, you're another state. Fuck you. Right. If you're in New York, I can't root for you. But it's I like what they're doing. And the kid Fareed, to me, he got misused in Denver because he's a Buck Williams type of player, which means he's going to rebound and he's going to get dirty points. Don't ask him to shoot 3-pointers. That's not his game.
No.
Use him properly. Kenneth Fareed is a 20 and 10 guy every night. Tell me what team can't use a guy giving you 20 and 10.
Shit. I can't. I can't.
And you know what, Chandler? Looking at his stats, Denver has misused him his whole career. He's never played 30 minutes, and he's never averaged 30 minutes a night.
And look at the numbers he was putting up in limited minutes.
Right.
He was a double-double every night. He was a double-double.
Or close to it.
Right. So I mean, imagine giving him 30 minutes a night, even if you give him 15 and 15. You know what I'm saying? You give him 15 in the first half, 15. That's still 30 minutes a night. You give him 30 minutes a night, he'll give you 20 and 10.
Right. And the last 2 years, 2016, 2017, he averaged 21 minutes, and last year he averaged 14. He only played 32 games.
Wow.
And they only gave him 7 starts last year, and
I bet he still averaged at least 5 rebounds a game.
I bet you're right. I bet you're right. You know what I mean? Yeah, but I think that him going, him being traded to Brooklyn is a great move. We're gonna see what he's gonna do when Atkinson is gonna utilize him. I think this is a great move for him and Brooklyn. So, yeah, they're gonna be a problem. They got a plan, and they're gonna be a problem. I want to move into some comedy.
Did y'all say what's up to holla 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 holla?
He knows he's in there. He knows he's in there. You know what I'm saying, my man? He's there. My man Dom is there. My man Hollop is there, just waiting for him to unmute their mic. And you guys can.
What up?
Oh, there you go. Okay.
What's up,
Dom?
What's up? What's up, everybody?
What's going on?
Nothing else on
How you doing?
I'm good.
All right. Well, I was about to move on, but I want to hear what you have to say about what we were just talking about with the whole deal with Brooklyn. Jeremy Lin going to where did he go again? I'm sorry, my mind just went blank.
Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good move to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep forgetting your name. The other person who was talking about Kenneth. Yeah,
that's Chandler.
He brought up good points about Kenneth Fareed, man.
Yeah.
And that was Brooklyn needs him.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He might be a starter this season. I don't see him coming off the bench, but I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And also I had seen that Isaiah Thomas got picked up by Denver.
Yeah.
It was cool.
For $2 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I understand why though.
Mm-hmm.
The hip injury. That's a serious injury.
Yeah.
And he's not on a decline, but I mean he's not what he used to be,
Mm-hmm.
So at this point in his career, he just got to take what they give him.
Yeah.
I think he's going to get his shine on in Denver. He's going to have, probably about 10 good explosive games this upcoming season coming off the bench.
Okay.
I mean, he just added offense. That's all.
That's about it.
Yeah. I will never ever criticize a player for not playing if they don't feel like they're fully healthy. Because Isaiah Thomas literally cost himself about $100 million.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
That injury came at the wrong time for him.
If he doesn't play through that injury, not only in the playoffs, but into the next season, Isaiah Thomas probably gets that contract, man. He gets at least $50 million. He gets a $50 million easy. He gets a $50 million contract easy. You know what I'm saying?
He got to get more than that.
But I'm just saying, at a minimum, he gets $50 million.
Right.
Yeah.
He should have sat out this past season.
Dude, he should have sat out in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. He should have sat out in the playoffs. And he cost himself so much money. And I get it, man. But his representation, the people around him, they gave him bad advice. They gave him bad advice, man, because he cost himself money. But I get why he did it, and I respect him for it. But if I was in his camp, listen, I'd have kidnapped his ass and stuck him in the trunk. Nah, you ain't playing.
Straight up. Also, too, because I kind of been out of the loop. You know what I'm saying? My work schedule's been crazy, whatever. So, when things was going on, I really couldn't speak, and Facebook account was suspended and all that. But
yeah.
hey, you know what? With this Golden State shit, there's some bullshit. It's some. I don't want seriously. I don't want to hear about the players' freedom and what they can do.
Thank you.
Man, get the hell out of here with all that bullshit. DeMarcus Cousins, he's a clown. I'm about to put him up there with Kevin Durant at this point because this my thing, right? Now people got excuses saying, "Oh, no NBA team wanted to deal with him because his attitude." I think that's some bullshit too. The Pelicans was stupid for just letting him go. We know the man is injured, but just get.
What'd you say, Dom?
You just don't because.
Damn it. Did he fade out?
He faded
He
out.
did.
Okay, he faded out a little bit.
Yeah, he went on mute.
Oh, okay. All right, no problem. I'll whenever he's ready to come back in, we'll switch back to that. However, I did want to change lanes and go into comedy for a little bit.
Yo, y'all hear me?
Oh, yeah, he's back in. Now go.
Somebody was calling me, man. I ain't.
Oh, okay.
They didn't messed it up, man. God. But now, like I was saying, like the NBA and with the New Orleans Pelicans, they should never let that type of talent go. Like we know the man was injured or whatever, but you never know, he might come back and still be the same. And for him to just not want to go anywhere else and just call Golden State, say, "Hey, I'm about to come play for y'all for this amount of money," some bitch ass shit, man. It's just some. I don't understand what's going on with everybody. Like nobody wants to compete, and I'm not just talking about in sports. I'm just talking about in society. Period. It's like we just gotta join everything. If we can't beat them, we gotta join them. Like, what the hell is this coming to, man?
Right.
Can I say something? See, with the DeMarcus Cousins things, I don't have a problem with DeMarcus Cousins, and here's why. DeMarcus Cousins looked at what JaVale McGee did, right, and said JaVale McGee totally rehabilitated his entire NBA career in Golden State. Up until he got to Golden State, JaVale McGee was a clown, right? He was a fucking clown. He was a clown. Now he's looked at as somebody that can help you win a championship, right? Right, for right or wrong, that's how he's looked at now. Okay, DeMarcus Cousins said, "Okay, the Pelicans don't want me. All these other teams is going to offer me trash, and I can't win with them. I need to rehabilitate my image because I need to get me $100 million contract. I'm coming off an Achilles injury. What was the smartest play for him? Let's take the competition thing. What was the smartest play for him long term for his bank account? Let's be clear. This is about a bank account. The smartest play for him was Golden State. Take that little bullshit, whatever they gave him, $2 million, $4 million, whatever it is. I think Ron Baker's making more than him. Think about that for a minute.
They're making the same.
You know what I'm saying? Ron Baker and DeMarcus Cousins make the same amount of money. Think about that for a minute. That's how messed up the NBA is right now.
Well, no, he's injured. He's injured, so nobody's gonna pay him what his market value is right now.
So he takes the deal in Golden State. He gets to rehabilitate his image. If they win a championship again, let's be honest, who the hell is beating them right now? Okay, right. So now he comes off as a championship winning team player. The whole narrative for him has changed. I get what you're saying, Dom. In any other season, I would agree with you. But for him, where he is in his career, this was the smartest thing he could have done.
Right.
Yeah, I could agree with you on that one too. I was just thinking about just competing because, like, we was having a conversation in the chat room about KD and the little teenage boy, and I was at this point.
Wait, I don't know about that one. Fill me in on that one.
Oh man, the teenage boy on Instagram was like, he basically said Kevin Durant cannot elevate no player on his team.
and he never
LeBron
had.
James can, and for some odd reason,
And Steph Curry.
yeah, and for some odd reason, KD
Blacked
DM'd
out.
this kid personally and just told him like, you don't know nothing about basketball. Go clean your room.
Wow.
So when people start agreeing with the kid, this is everybody's saying. Well, KD won the championship. And that's
And
why I was saying at this point you can't talk bad about KD because he got a ring. So this is
Right.
why I was looking at DeMarcus Cousins differently now, because everybody wants to win a ring, and I get that, but now it's starting to just get overrated. And I just
Right.
want to see you go win yourself. Don't sit up here and just go to the team that you see already winning. Try to beat them.
Well, that was a coward move. That
Yeah,
was a coward move
and it
by
was.
King.
So
Coward move.
this is why I don't talk to people about KD no more.
Yeah.
He's a champion. I don't have nothing to say about him no more.
great player.
Great
Yeah.
Gasol. But the truth about him is he can't do it on his own. He cowered out and left OKC, where he could have went somewhere else besides Golden State, but he went to a team that he couldn't beat to beat LeBron. And those
Right.
is facts. But there's no need to bring it up no more because he got 2 rings.
Right.
Right.
Now I agree with you on that one. And being I'm old enough to remember when there were cats that really didn't like each other that would never play together. Like, listen, the fact that Earl Monroe came to New York and played with Clyde is still a big deal because
effectively, and they made that work.
Right, and they hated each other. Yeah, listen, they did not like each other. They were competing for the top spot at that time as the best black man playing basketball in the United States. Okay, they were calling Earl Black Jesus. Okay, he was Black Jesus,
and Clyde was Clyde.
Right. So and even to this day, they're cool, but they still like, listen, I was better than you. All right.
No, I was better than you.
Right. So I get what you're saying.
Your ass.
Right. I get Yo, listen, I get what you're saying, Dom, because I miss those days where cats like, nah, man, I ain't playing with you, man. I'm better than you. Why should I play with you? And it's gone. You're right, it's gone. The I gotta be better than you at all costs thing is gone.
Right. And KD, yo, you blacking out on a little kid?
Wow.
On Instagram? You supposed to be that's not showing leadership. LeBron has never done anything like that.
Well, you know what? That's because we're not talking about a man. We're talking about a little bitch. That's what that was. That was like the equivalent of like a 15, 16-year-old teenage girl.
Yeah,
all right?
That was just all time low. I did not understand that. I'm like, hold on. This is a child with an Instagram account. KD shouldn't even be responding to him, bro.
Yeah, you might as well have been on Snapchat. I mean, what the fuck?
But you know what though? People don't realize how insecure so many of these professional athletes are, how emotionally insecure they are, which is what makes them great, but which is also what makes them terrible human beings. Like, listen, I love Alex Rodriguez as a player, and he's grown as a man finally. But part of the reason that he did all the things he did was because he was so emotionally insecure. He didn't believe he was as he was. Kevin Durant doesn't believe he's as good as he is, so he has to constantly seek validation. And when he don't get it, listen, he had how many burner accounts? 7, 10, 12, who knows?
Yeah.
Who does that, right? Unless you constantly checking to see who likes you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You don't like me? I'm gonna get you because you don't like me. We all know that person. We've dealt with those people that just, dude, relax. It doesn't matter if that like you. No, you don't get it. Yeah, we get it.
That's like Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard has, if you look at his career, he has Hall of Fame numbers, and he by the time he's finished with his career, he has Hall of Fame numbers. People will sit there and say, "Oh, he's a bum." And I'm like,
never.
Yeah, I'm like, he's not a bum. He still gets doubles. He's still a really good player, but his personality, like you said, very insecure guy. Getting back to KD, KD has always been coddled. Also, when he got to Seattle, they had Ray Allen, they had Rashard Lewis, and a couple other people. They didn't put him immediately in the spotlight. In fact, he was playing 2 guard.
Yeah.
And they coddled him. When they moved to OKC, they put him in the spotlight, but they still sheltered and coddled him. Going to Golden State, he doesn't have to be a leader, and that's fine. And he doesn't want to be a leader. He just can go out and play. And people misconstrue him being the MVP. They think because he's an MVP, he's a leader. No, he went to the best team and shined. Stop it.
Yeah. And that's, you know what, unfortunately, with this AAU crap that they do now with this travel basketball, this AAU thing where everybody got to be friends. Again, speaking with Dom's point, it's not about, you know what I'm saying, in sports in general, it's not about, listen, man, I got to dominate you. Like when you play with your boys, right? Listen, I might take a bullet for you. We get on the court, man, I'm trying to kill you. Let me be clear on that. And then I'm going to go home. When we go back to your house, I'm going to talk shit to you in front of your wife. I want to embarrass you in front of your wife. Okay? That's how it's got to go down. Right? I want to be able to talk shit to you in front of your wife, your children, your mama, everybody.
Right.
They don't do that no more, man.
The guys I play with every week, in the middle of a game, people get on each other's nerves, and there's been near fights and arguments. Guy will say, "Yo, I'm out," grab his stuff and leave.
Wow.
And then, if they stay, we go have a drink and a little bite to eat, and we all friends again. But when you in between the lines, battle. And like you were saying, Chandler, the AAU crowd is friends. I don't want anybody's friends. I want Rick Mahorn back.
I already said this previously. I'm so close to not watching this sport. I can't anymore because the lack of competition is just sickening. Everybody wants to fucking link up with everybody. I'm like, come on, stop that bullshit, man.
But you know what though? Part of it too is they finally realized that this is a business.
True.
And they're treating it like that. Remember all those years we said, because these players will realize it's a business. Guess what? The players realize that this is a business now.
I understand.
So now, guess what they're doing? They're doing the same thing that the owners would do. These same owners who's supposed to want to beat each other, sit behind closed doors and collude. They sit behind closed doors and say, okay, check this out. We're going to set up some things where, you can do something and I could do something and all these other things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what? One team is winning. Everybody else is making money. What's happening now? One team is winning.
Yeah.
All the players are making money.
I feel you. I mean, I get your point. I just don't like it still. I do completely understand that. It's just that it's to the point now where, why are we even playing the regular season? We know who's going to win. This shit is just boring, yo. You understand? It's just boring now, and I personally just don't like it, to be perfectly honest. I'm not all for it,
Yeah, I get you. I get you. Mark I don't know what Mark was doing, but he left the call.
Okay. Hopefully he'll come back.
He'll be playing with his note and some shit.
I don't know what the hell he did. I'm gonna send him a link again.
I thought he might have to throw up an X rating on his.
You know what I mean? Oh, there he is. He's back.
Margaret, they're trying to get freaky. This ain't Snapchat, son. This ain't Tinder. Stop that.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Yo, I want to change up the combo for a minute. I gotta get to the comedy section part here. Adam PacMan Jones and this airport scuffle in Atlanta. Yeah, that guy got the business, and guess what? He deserved it because you looking to start shit with. I don't know what exactly transpired, but I do know that this dude who's an ABM employee. ABM is a cleaning company. And they provide cleaning service, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And he said something to Pac-Man, and he started swinging on Pac-Man, and he took a couple hits now, but Pac-Man just went off. You understand? And he had to be separated from the guy because when the guy went down, I know Pac-Man was like making believe it was like the UFC kept hitting. You know how they keep hitting guys once they get knocked down. So Pac-Man was trying to really give him that work, but some people stepped in between and they got broken up. And but dude deserved that. What are you doing? What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? I just don't understand that.
What they say is they got some kind of verbal altercation. And if you ever been to the airport in Atlanta, let me tell you something about the employees that work there, man. They all need their ass whooped. All right, they all got attitudes. They all real slick. They'll talk real slick out their mouth, all right? So they make you want to put your hands on them, first of all.
Really?
All right? Oh, my God. Listen, outside of Belgium, the Atlanta airport, the worst airport to ever go through.
Wow. Well, I got to go through that next month. Great.
It's terrible. It's terrible. Everybody walking around there got attitudes like, why are you asking me something? Because you work here. That's what I'm asking you. Man, listen, I hate that airport. Let me be clear. Like I said, outside of Belgium, it's the worst airport I've ever flown through. And I've been through airports internationally and nationally. It's the worst airport to me in this country.
Wow.
Oh, there's that. Right? So the cat was talking real slick. And apparently Pac-Man didn't do nothing until the dude pushed the lady man was with. At that point, he dropped the Popeyes. Now, once you drop the Popeyes, it's on. Right? Now you made me drop my chicken.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
So he put him to sleep. But listen, man, it did not surprise me that happened in Atlanta. It really didn't.
Wow.
Because them, I'm telling you, anybody's ever flown through Atlanta airport will back me up. That's one of the worst airports that you ever will go.
Wow. And like I said, I got to fly down there in August.
Oh,
see my brother. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh man. All right. Well, let me get the video.
Don't ask nobody. Right. Try to find your gate on your own. Don't ask somebody nothing because I'm telling you, you're gonna be aggravated by the time you get to your gate. You're gonna be ready to punch somebody in the face.
I might as well get my video ready. You know what I'm saying? Hey, brother, I went nuts.
Oh, the airport is awful. It's awful.
Wow. That's insane, man. Damn. Well, thank you for the insight. I tell you that. You know what I'm saying? For real. Because that, wow. Jesus. Nah, I gotta just look forward to. Oh boy. You know?
Hey, you know why it's bad, right?
Nah.
The majority of the employees in there are gonna look like you.
Yeah, that about sums it up right there. That about sums it up, brother. That's fucked up. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
It's fucked up. Oh man, don't even get me started about fucked up. See, now my mind went to that whole Kiki dance shit. I don't even know why.
What? Oh, that dance challenge nonsense,
bro. I gotta speak on this for a minute because this is just pissing me off. See, we are so fucking so easy to just get distracted by nonsense. Yep. Why is this a craze for the? Why? Why is this a craze?
Because it's Drake. Because Drake for the culture, son.
God,
culture, son.
Come on. Yo, every time there's a challenge I see that just is moronic. And it's like one is worse than the next one. And I'm like, how about open a book challenge? How about trying to build a nation? For one. I mean, really.
That's what you need to do on social media. Or let's start a book challenge.
Look, you got Flint, Michigan still doesn't have clean water. The city of Flint, Michigan has brown water. Okay, there's a 10-year-old who is doing more for the city of Flint, Michigan than adults are. She got Elon Musk. Musk, the multi-billionaire, cat's building. He's building rockets and spaceships. Keep this in mind, right? To say, you know what? I'm gonna help Flint. We got all of these black athletes, actors. They all want to go. I got this, and I'm doing this for charity. None of them want to do that. Well, no. Let me rephrase that. The Rasheed Wallaces and people like that have done a lot for Flint. Okay,
yep, but the ones Steven Jackson,
right,
a couple other people.
Yeah, I'm not going to disparage all of them, but the ones who really could be doing something ain't nowhere to be found. A 10-year-old girl got people doing something for Flint, but you got all these other morons talking about, hey man, I was doing that dance challenge because Drake did it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I can't. I just can't. I'm you understand when it comes to us and this bullshit.
Also, it's my most shared post.
Oh boy, what's that, and brother?
It's not in the paint. I posted about Charlamagne, the rapist.
Oh yes.
And everybody, people I don't even know because my Facebook page is open. They've been sharing it for the last since I posted it yesterday.
Wow.
Like, you still got people caping up for him too, don't you?
Yep.
Oh yeah, well, you gotta wait for the facts to come out, and you gotta understand, bro. And listen, man, she was 15. I'm not trying to hear it.
Right.
Yep. 15 and drugged.
Yeah. Yep. I can
believe your watch, Charlamagne, on your watch.
Punk ass. I can believe it.
And then our brother Ishmael, I don't like Charlamagne because he talks out of both sides of his mouth. He always contradicts himself. So they're pulling up old archives of him saying stuff. He said he's giving somebody, a Mickey or two.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Probably when he was trying to defend Rick Ross for that fucking song.
He said he's he said something where I'm just like, dude, I never liked him anyway. So now this is just good for me. Now he can lose his job. And maybe I can catch him in the streets and I can punch him in his neck.
Basically. Because the dude is a fucking clown. You know what I'm saying?
This is what I don't get. Is these same people comment all these other cats, right? They out there and they talking about women's rights. We got to protect our women and this, that, and the third. But they still going on his show.
Right.
They're still basically giving him visibility. They're still supporting him. Listen, if you really about what you say you about, you don't fuck with him. I don't care that I get that Clear Channel owns all the radio stations. I get that.
Right.
And I get
you don't have to go to his show.
Well, but here's the thing. You ain't getting a whole lot of spins without going off their show. We all understand what the game is, how the game is right now. We all get it. But just like we getting people fired off of Twitter with these viral videos, all these people that want to call the cops on young black kids and brown kids or whatever, right? And people that want to run up on people talking about get out the country, and we just keep retweeting and retweeting and retweeting, we getting them fired and removed from their schools, removed from their jobs and everything else, right? We could do the same damn thing with him. Stop going on his damn show. Stop going on his show. Stop supporting Clear Channel radio stations till they get rid of him. Guess what? His ass will be gone tomorrow.
Exactly.
Don't listen to their show. Never have. Never will.
Stop listening to Sway with his bullshit because he's just as complicit in all of this shit. All right,
he's a
be clear on that. I get we want to support the next black man, but just because you black don't mean that you're not an asshole.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, but Mac, I'm not surprised that that's been your most liked or probably most shared post on Facebook. That is, dude. I bet you I would get so much commentary just from me sitting on the fucking toilet. You understand? Probably singing some song. I'd probably get 1,000 5,000 hits.
Yeah.
Just from that.
Yeah.
I'm sure. But when it comes to something serious and something positive, are you kidding me? I'll barely make a tremor.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Can I bring up something?
Please.
LaShawn McCoy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh man. I don't even know what is up with that. What is up with that? I mean,
you know what it is. You know what it is because they went for specific pieces of jewelry. Come on, man.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And you threatened her.
Right.
With saying, you could get robbed. I'm not saying
It's funny how that works, ain't it? Yo, son, listen, I'm not saying I'm going to do it, but you could get robbed for them pieces that you ain't giving me.
Right.
And I was reading the story and I'm like, okay, you said that the young lady had jewelry that she borrowed from companies when you were like on a red carpet or whatever, or in some fancy place. And, people do that,
Of course.
they borrow pieces and you need to give them back. Why isn't the company after this woman, since it was borrowed from a company, right?
Right.
And he went and
so
go ahead.
my bad, I mean to cut you off, but
No problem.
so did LaShawn McCoy do this? Are we saying that we think, or
It's a possibility he had that young lady lumped up and the jewelry taken. And like Chandler said, they were asking for specific pieces. They took specific pieces. Go ahead, Chandler. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Dom, it's like this, right? Let's say I loan you a watch, 2 bracelets, right, and a medallion, and you don't give them back to me. And then you get robbed for that same watch, right? The 2 bracelets and the medallion. What you gonna think?
okay. I didn't know
Damn, Chandler came to get me.
Damn.
Yeah, and also she's living in the house that he bought. This is his ex-fiance. He tried a few times to get her evicted from that house. Yep. What's wrong with these guys? Listen, y'all know me. I'm not buying no chick a house. And then if we break up, well, she better pay that mortgage because my name is going to be off of that sucker.
And she has his son, by the way. She has a son by him. So at the end of the day, guess what?
I didn't know that. I didn't know that, Chandler. I didn't know they had a child.
By him. At the end of the day, guess what? You bought a house, your son lives in a damn house. Fuck is wrong with you?
Okay. That explains it then. Oh.
I don't understand these athletes, man. They want to commit crimes. I just don't understand this shit.
Yeah. This past week, including LaShawn McCoy, there were like 3 or 4 like domestic abuse situations with NFL players.
Yep. You got Brandon Browner, the Brandon Browner thing. It's been ridiculous, man. But hey, everybody, tell them NFL players to keep worrying about Kevin Durant because that's all they want to talk about. It's ridiculous, man. The amount of nonsense going on with these NFL players. And like I said,
NFL player that raped the 15-year-old.
That I don't know about.
Yeah.
I wish I was. I can't even go through my phone right now, but I just seen that today.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I think somebody posted it in the chat room.
Get out of here. I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
You know what the sad part is? Is that it's not surprising.
Yeah.
That's the sad part is none of us are shocked by the fact that that's probably a real possibility. And you know what? I just heard about Kellen Winslow, and I just read the line, and I kept going past it. It said Kellen Winslow just got hit with a charge, so it wouldn't surprise me if it's him. I'm not saying it's him.
It is him. It's from 2003.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Wow.
Fucking, this is the shit, man.
Oh, is forcible rape of an unconscious 17-year-old minor.
Fucking
Yo, I'm stunned at this point. I mean, my thing is like unconscious,
yeah.
underage, really?
Yeah.
God, man, what is yo?
I gotta say something. There were like 2 instances when I was in college. We were hanging out, a bunch of us, and a girl who went to our school worked in a bar. But she got totally, the bars across the street from our college. She got totally wasted. So if somebody is wasted on campus, the whole campus gets in trouble and gets put on lockdown. So we had to literally carry her back to her room. And then people had to stay with her because she would, I didn't try anything. I had to do my watch where I had to sit and, make sure she was all right. I didn't do anything to her. My roommate didn't do anything to her. And, it was a couple of us. And, what are you doing? And then there's another instance. Girl was drunk around me. And before she passed out, she was trying to get with me. And I'm like, I'm leaving. No need for me to be here.
You know what?
What is wrong with people not having any common sense? And yo, you can't just take something when it's there.
It's not common sense. It's when I joined Navy, I was 17.
Right.
And one of the things that, listen, I've been around a whole lot of drunk broads, right, in the service. And I mean drunk to the point where they passed out.
Right.
It was never a thing with the people I was around, fortunately.
Right.
Where you gonna take advantage of it because everyone's like, nah, that's not gonna happen, number one. And what the hell's wrong with you, number two, is we about to beat your ass. Because there's something wrong with you.
Yep.
As time is going on, that's become almost a badge of honor to take advantage of a woman. It's become a thing of we're basically evaluating women as a collection of body parts. Let's be honest.
Yep.
When these cats now, they see a woman, they don't see a face, they don't see arms, they don't see legs. They see 2 tits and a clit. Right? That's all they see. So they don't think of them as people. So when they do these things, they're like, well, why shouldn't I do it? That's what she's there for. Because somewhere along the line, the message got lost. Where they're not people, they're not human, they don't have feelings. But let that same person have a sister, and you look at their sister wrong. You're like, oh, you look at my sister like that. But you talk about every woman that comes down the street like that. But your sister is exempt. I don't know when this shit happened, man. But that's where we are now, where these cats think that they deserve, that they have a right to these women, young women, old women, whatever woman it is, women, period. They think they have a right to them. And I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't understand where the message was lost. But this shit, man, is just, it's sickening.
Yeah. And then, Chan, we had a couple of dudes on our campus. You try to keep women away from them because, one dude, I heard so many stories. Yeah, yo, I girl saying, yo, I had to leave his room. Blah, blah, blah. And the dude was always trying to get people to smoke weed and drink with him. So he could, and put people in situations where I'm like, I ain't messing with that dude. I do not want to hang out with him. And we had a guy on campus who actually was he would go in the girls' dorm. He would knock a girl out with what they call it, chloroform. Yeah, he would knock a girl out and he would rape them. So, And this goes on in a lot of campuses. Is a dude on that camp? Is a dude or dudes on campuses who, for whatever reason, they gonna take some booty, and it's just sad. And Kellen Winslow Jr. This isn't his first offense with something of a sexual nature.
Right.
Something is wrong with we talked about him. Something is wrong with that man.
And let me just say this, man. It's not for whatever reason. The reason is they're sick.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what it is. They're sick individuals. They're deranged. And that's what it comes down to. I know it happens all the time in everyday life, but and not that I'm minimizing that fact, but it just amazes me beyond belief when I see professional athletes do this. They exhibit this type of behavior. Because my thing, and Matt, we've talked about this quite frequently, is the fact that all you need to do is say who you are and what you do.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? If you're a all-pro wide receiver, hell, not even all-pro, you're just a wide receiver. You could be the 5th wide receiver on a professional NFL team.
Right.
You understand? That alone should allow you to have your choice of who you want to sleep with.
Right.
That alone, you don't have to work hard. You don't even have to work hard. You don't have to put no major effort like a regular Joe Public would have to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It just amazes me beyond belief. I'm like, wow, why are you just taking advantage of it?
And it's not about notice most of these cases. A lot of them are with NFL players. Not saying it doesn't happen with some of the NBA guys and some of the baseball players and hockey players, but it's been with these guys.
Yeah, because it's not about sex. One, it's about power.
Yeah.
Yep. It always is.
It's not about sex, and that's one of the things that gets lost when people start talking about it. It's not about sex. Rape and sexual assault is not about sex. It's not about sex at all.
Right.
How?
Then you add in the fact that you have these guys who feel entitled, right? And I hate to use the word entitlement because entitlement means it's something you've earned that you're entitled to, right?
Right.
They have a false sense of entitlement. They ain't earned a damn thing.
Yeah, that's the perfect word for that.
But they feel it's owed to them. So they're given grades, so they pass through school. They go on these recruiting visits, and they're given young women. Given them.
Right. Yes.
The hostesses,
yes,
right, are basically pimped out to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them come from situations in their homes where they're watching the whatever female role models they have conduct themselves in a manner that says, I have no self-respect.
Right.
Right.
You add all that up, throw in the testosterone that goes along with professional sports.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What's the recipe for?
Mm.
Disaster in these situations.
Yeah, you're certainly correct about that.
It is, man. I hope LaShawn McCoy, man, listen, because I never really, I haven't been a fan of his for a while. I hope they find a way, because listen, we all know he was involved in this. He happened to be in Miami when it happened. I'm not trying to hear that.
This is just another Ray Caruth type situation, except for nobody was murdered and a child and an unborn child wasn't injured. You gotta be stark raving mad to threaten her. The words you could get robbed, right?
Yeah.
Because I know that's the tone he used when he said that.
Yeah, we heard, but this is what we talk about with Adrian Broner. These cats want to still be in the hood,
right?
When they don't have to be,
right?
You still want to act like you ain't got nothing. You still want to act like you got to grind on a corner when you got $30 million in the bank or more. You got a house that's paid for, overlooking an ocean. Right? On 3 acres of land.
Got a beautiful woman.
Yeah, you got 10 cars in the garage.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you got 10 cars in the garage. The kid that you have living with you, because it's not your only kid, that kid's going to a private school that you couldn't have ever even got to walk past, much less go to when you were growing up. But you still want to be in the streets. Fuck is wrong with you?
Yo, I guess the NFL symposium is it's some bullshit.
Well, dude, they got Chris Carter. All right, Chris Carter's full of shit. When you got guys like Chris Carter and Warren Sapp there, what do you think these cats are really gonna get out of it? Warren Sapp ain't met a prostitute that he ain't tried to rape yet.
Wow. Yeah, Warren Sapp is a clown. And that's being generous.
Right. Yeah, big time trick.
Yeah, that's when Cash was talking about the Giants drafting Saquon Barkley, what was the one thing everybody said about him? It wasn't about his talent on the field.
They talked about his family and his respectability.
Yeah, they talked about how good he was as a human being.
Right.
I hope he stays that way.
Yeah, me too.
I just hope he stays that way. That's all I care about. You know what I'm saying?
NFL got serious problems on all fronts.
They really do. They really do.
But the matter is, you better not kneel, damn it. You better not kneel, damn it.
You know what? Thanks for bringing. Thanks. I want to thank you for bringing that up. I saw an article recently about, I don't know if it was from that Bleacher Report or whatever, but however, it was saying that how the NFL has kind of created a recipe for disaster for this year, this coming season, and it basically related to the whole anthem controversy, pretty much. And I figured maybe we could talk about this for a little bit. Dude, I'm done. I don't even support this league. I don't watch it. Precisely for the way they changed the narrative of the protests, how it was against the country and the flag and all this other bullshit, which had nothing to do with that. You understand? What it was is about equality and police brutality against people of color. You understand? And that's what it was. Now it got spun out of control because people had their panties in a bunch and think it was about the flag and the country, disrespectful and blah 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 blah. Let me tell you something about disrespect. Okay, we just had the 4th of July recently. Okay, you had people out there barbecuing. You had people out there at the beach. So is it patriotic to lay your ass on a towel that has the American flag, okay, as its design? Is it respectful? Is it disrespectful to have your baby, an infant, okay, in a flag designed pamper so you can take a piss and shit in it? Is it respectful of the United States of America and its anthem when the anthem is being played, but yet you have people fooling around and getting beer and drinking it when it's being played? That and so many much more examples is bullshit. This is why it's so hypocritical. You understand? Of this country and them having their panties in a bunch. You understand what I'm saying? In regards to a man that has not committed a crime and is expressing his Second Amendment right to protest in this country by kneeling. You understand what I'm saying? It's ridiculous, man. I'm just, this is going to be an issue. There's going to be more fallout from this.
Oh, well, they also, the players going after the union is going after the owners. They want guaranteed contracts, better money, so there may be a strike in the future.
Ain't gonna be no strike.
If they don't get I forgot their union head is a dick.
Yeah, and these players have no unity and they have no courage.
There you go.
Okay, right. They have no courage. They're a bunch of cowards. They're a bunch of fucking cowards. I'm gonna call them that. And if our players are cowards because they don't listen. Here's all they have to do. All they have to do. Game 1. I'm not playing. What do you mean not playing? I'm not playing. We're not coming out. What do you mean not coming out? We're not coming out. All the white guys can go out. They don't have to even support us. I would hope some would, but they don't have to. Right. If every black player on every team, because here's the thing, they can't cut all of you. Mm-hmm. But if every person of color on every team said, yeah, I'm not doing that until y'all change some things. Until Colin Kaepernick has a job, I'm not playing. Colin Kaepernick would have a job tomorrow. Yeah. Okay? That anthem thing would change their so-called anthem rule would change tomorrow. Those guaranteed contracts would change tomorrow. But they're not going to do that because they're cowards. Yep. At the end of the day, they're cowards. You know, and it. I don't support the NFL anymore. I'm not doing fantasy football. I'm not doing any of that shit because I'm not going to support players that are not willing to fight for themselves. Mm-hmm. They're not willing to fight for themselves, so why in the hell should I? You know, and you're right, man. It's this whole thing. Listen, the flag, the anthem wasn't even created. The anthem was created almost 70 years after this country became a nation.
Right.
It was I'm sorry. It was hold on. 1776, 1812. So we're talking 1770. We're talking 40 some odd years.
Okay.
So call it 50 years, right? So 50 years later was when the flag came up. Any veteran knows that when you do your swearing in, they talk about the Constitution, not the flag. Mm-hmm. So that was bullshit from jump. Right. Colin Kaepernick was kneeling for a year before Steve Weish brought it up. And you know what? To this day, I'm going to have a problem with Steve Weish. To this day, I'm going to have a problem with him. Because he knew what he was starting when he did that shit. You know? And I used to respect the brother. Again, you know what, man? I get you trying to keep you trying to get your name out there or whatever because people forgot you even reported on the NFL. Mm-hmm. But I got a problem with what Steve Weish did, the whole way he presented that shit from the very beginning. Because he's the one who initially presented it as Colin Kaepernick protesting the anthem. He started that narrative. Mm.
Hey, that's something. It's like you said, he started that narrative and whatnot, and they just went with it, and it spun out of control. I'm just like, come on, y'all, come on.
Yep.
I mean, you heard what the man said himself. Period. You understand? And what killed me is that he had the support of veterans. You understand? Of military vets.
Nationwide.
That was like nationwide, and they supported Colin Kaepernick.
Yep.
You understand? And that's what really kills me. So if they're not offended by that, and if they're understanding about it, what the fuck is your problem?
Well, you know what they tell you when you serve is I'm serving for everybody. I'm serving for that redneck Ku Klux Klan member in the Deep South who would pull a bullet in my brain as soon as look at me. I'm serving for him just as much as I'm serving for the cat that's saying everybody needs freedom and this, that, and the other. I'm serving for the dude that hates gay people as much as I'm serving for the gay person. I'm serving for the dude that's beating his wife as much as I'm serving for the people that say you stop beating your wife.
Right.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I served for all of them to have the ability to express their right, to express their opinions and to have a voice. Right. So for them to take this and then say you don't have the right to have a voice and then tie it to me and my brothers and my sisters who served, died, all of that shit was so offensive to me. And that's the part that nobody ever wanted to bring up. which I found interesting. Because if I served for everybody, then that mean I served for Colin Kaepernick too?
Of course.
So then how was he sending me if the whole purpose of my serving was so that he could have the right to do that?
Right. Fucking amazing. Fucking amazing. You know what I'm saying?
People have no common sense.
No, they don't. It's all bullshit. That's what it comes down to. It's all bullshit. You know, and it just sickens me. This is why I'm like, yo, no, I just can't. I can't. And you had a great point, Chandler. These dudes, they're not even trying to stand up for themselves. They have no type of backbone. Cowardice is the word you use, and I have to totally agree with that. They needed to step up when they had the chance.
You know what's
understand?
Funny?
They failed miserably. Yes, sir.
In the Sean McCoy thing, guess who spoke up for him?
Who?
Vociferously spoke up for him.
This ought to be good.
Richie Incognito.
Oh, Jesus.
Really?
I'm like, Richie, don't you got a case coming? Shut up.
You just
well,
can't
if you remember, LaShawn McCoy was one of the people that defended Richie Incognito.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
With the whole bullying thing with Jonathan Martin, where they wanted to basically call Jonathan Martin a coward, needs this, needs that. You know what I'm saying? I don't particularly like describing men as women that's so sign of weakness. Listen, I know some young ladies that will whoop some ass out here. All right, call them out their name if you want to. All right, you could be 6'5" and 350. They will whoop your ass. So I don't particularly ascribe to women being weak. All right,
right, exactly.
I'm clear on that. But Jonathan Martin was a pussy. Oh, why you crying? So yeah, of course Richie Incognito is going to have his back because he backed him up against another black man.
Mm-hmm.
LaShawn McCoy is the same dude that criticized Colin Kaepernick. By the by, we've forgotten about that. I ain't forgot. I remember every single player that had something negative to say about Colin Kaepernick. Every single one. I got your number in you. But it's you know what? The NFL and NFLPA are getting what they deserve right now. And this is why the NBA honestly is taking over. And this is why, like, I'm not a fan of year-round sports. But this is why I don't have a problem with the NBA doing year-round basketball. Because guess what? There's a void that the NBA and the NFL created through their stupidity. Right? Yep. And the NBA is like, oh, really? Well, let me just step on up in here and I'll take your money. I'll take your money. Ooh, I'll take your money too.
Well, remember, Chandler, nobody really used to pay attention to summer league games.
Right.
They weren't on TV. You knew about it, but it was like, whatever. Right. Yeah. Now it's a big thing. Yo, all week they showed like games back to back to back. Mm-hmm. And I think because like you said, Pete, is a void and it's slow right now. We do have the World Cup. Baseball is slow right now, going into the All-Star game. Mm-hmm. So summer leagues.
Yep. This is normally when people are just talking football. Right. Think about 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. What would we be talking about right now? Football. Mm-hmm. Right. We'd be talking about rosters and depth charts and look good in shorts and shells and who you going to draft in your fantasy league.
Yep. Right. And it'd be like 2 or 3 pages in your in whatever city you live in that has a football team. Be 2 or 3 pages written about it.
Easy.
I see a quarter of a page written now.
Yeah. Now it's NBA this, NBA that, LeBron this, DeMarcus Cousins that. Listen, Isaiah Thomas was news. He was one of them things coming across the line for the ESPN alerts on your mobile phone. 5 years ago, Isaiah Thomas wouldn't have even rated an alert. Okay.
Right.
So the NFL want to keep being stupid. NBA was like, and Adam Silver, he's like, hey, we love everybody. You know what I'm saying?
boxing. We got this Manny Pacquiao fight coming up.
Let's stop. Can we talk about the other fight that happened? The two dudes whose names I cannot remember. That was a really good. It was like the best fight of the year so far. You guys probably know the fight I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, they were bloody. One of them last names started with an S. One of them last names started with an S.
In boxing?
Yes.
I missed it.
Oh man.
I missed it.
God.
I missed it.
What fight?
Pac-Man should retire and Matisse should retire. They both been through wars. They had nice little careers. I don't know why they doing this fight.
Money.
What money? It's on ESPN Plus.
Still money. They're getting paid. I'm not saying they're getting paid a lot of money, but I'm saying still.
Manny ain't make enough money already.
Any amount helps.
He should still be eating off of the gift Floyd Mayweather and Showtime and HBO gave him.
This is true, but I'm just saying. Remember, he had tax problems and shit. He had to pay no fines.
Oh yeah, tax problems in both countries. Oh yeah,
exactly.
Oh, yeah.
So he got to get every dime he can. So it might not be a $25 million payday, but if he can get a mil or two, he's good.
Listen. In the, I guess, mid to late 2000s, Manny Pacquiao was that guy, you know. He should retire. I don't want to see him because he'd been knocked out a few times. I don't wish anything on him, but I don't want to see that dude hurt.
Yo, you want to see
him laid out again?
You want to hear something funny? There was some preposterous report. And I think the dude shot it down. My man Marquez. Mm-hmm. So they try to entice him to a fifth fight against Pacquiao. You know,
Marquez.
Hey guys, it was Sapovina and Saucedo.
Oh wow,
They were one of the lower weight classes, right?
Yeah, it was a super lightweight fight. That was one of the best fights of the year.
I'm gonna watch it.
Really?
Might have to watch that.
I'm gonna try to check that out.
By the third round, both of them had blood coming out of every hole you could possibly think of.
What? I gotta
and it went 7.
Now I gotta see for real. I gotta check that out. You know what I mean? For real. I gotta check that out. That sounds like my type of fight. Right. You know?
Yeah. Listen, I just saw the highlights, and I think the dude Zapovina won. But because the other dude, one eye was closed, he was bleeding out the other eye when he TKO'd him.
Oh,
yeah,
that sounds like some Rocky 3 type shit. Okay, I gotta see that.
Listen, man, on the highlights, son. Listen, that was some. It was some. Listen, their backs was red.
Wow.
Oh, when your back is red and your shorts are red, or your shorts are changing colors, you've been through something.
Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out tomorrow for sure. When I'm at the bread and butter. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
because everything I saw said that was the fight of the year so far.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I really gotta check that shit out. Yeah, no doubt, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think this should be it for me, and probably Lucas Matisse as well. Yeah, I think that should be it. So we'll see. And this is for tomorrow as well.
Yeah, it's coming on tomorrow. I'm streaming that because I'm not doing the ESPN Plus.
Nah, I'm not doing it. I'm not paying. I don't pay for that stuff. Nah. You know?
I got a question, fellas. Mm-hmm. Manny Machado to the Yankees? Is that going to happen?
I know they don't. They said that what's his name? Sheffield's off the table for that one.
I wouldn't put him on the table either.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
They need a starter more so than they need another bat. Yeah. But you could always use another bat. But I've also go ahead, Chandler.
I'd give up Dylan Tate. I wouldn't give up. I'd give up Dylan Tate and Acevedo. I wouldn't. No, sorry. I'd give up Dylan Tate and Chance Adams.
Okay.
I would give up Acevedo and I wouldn't give up Sheffield. I'm kind of torn on this one, man, because you guys know how I feel about Manny. Manny's not a shortstop.
Right.
Not anymore. He thinks he is.
I know he thinks he is, but if you guys watched that Oriole series, you saw what I was talking about. On the balls that hit, like within the arm's reach, he got to him, but he ain't got no range.
Nah.
He got no range no more. Their best infield in Baltimore, honestly, right now is Tim Beckham at shortstop and Manny at third, but that's not what they're doing.
Maybe that's
I would obviously, I would love his bat.
Right.
But I think personally, and I think Andujar is eventually going to be a just below Gold Glove caliber defensively third baseman. And Miguel Andujar is going to win a batting title. I'm telling you right now, he's going to win a batting title. Do I want to get? But see, here's the problem. He's almost the same age as Manny Machado.
Right.
Manny's a finished product. You know what you're going to get from Manny. Miguel, it's all projection.
Speculation.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I understand why you would want to make the move. I think Didi can play third, personally. And I think with Didi's range, you could put Manny at shortstop and not lose anything because Didi will get everything Manny can't get to.
Right.
It's how much it's going to cost.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Right. Yeah, that's
it. That's the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? But damn, man, yeah, I'm kind of like you. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of at an impasse and whatnot. Love the bat, but
because
again, what are you gonna give up? That's my whole concern.
Right. And now if you guys are gonna laugh at me, but you know a guy I would love to have on this roster right now, pitcher wise, Nathan Eovaldi.
Oh, I thought you was gonna say Harvey because
Nathan Eovaldi. But see, they want a lefty, so if I could get Nathan Eovaldi, because you can get him for like 2 B-level prospects.
Right.
Cole Hamels. All I got to do is accept all the money for Cole Hamels. I could give you a C-level prospect for him. And then trade my best prospects for Manny. I would not mind that.
When's the deadline? The deadline is coming up, right?
July 31st.
Yeah, 31st.
Because Chris Archer, Jacob deGrom, Noah Syndergaard, those guys aren't going to be available. Jay Happ, like I told you guys,
no thank you.
It's no better than Sonny Gray.
Basically.
Okay.
Right. Just imagine if Sonny Gray played good in maybe 3 or 4 games, we wouldn't be behind the Red Sox by as much.
Right. But Sonny Gray is what he is, man. Sonny Gray he's AJ Burnett, man. But here's the thing, AJ Burnett was better. Sonny Gray's Jeff Weaver. Sonny Gray's Jeff Weaver. Sonny Gray is Michael Pineda. He's that guy who's going to tease you. He's the guy who can throw a no-hitter, but could also be knocked out in the first inning. You know what I'm saying? So, to me, Sonny Gray is what he is. I've always looked at him as a 4th starter, 3rd starter at best. Been arguing people like this on Twitter. Well, look at the numbers he put up. The most wins he's ever had is 14. And it's funny, people want to talk about Felix Hernandez won the Cy Young with 15 wins. Felix Hernandez's ERA was 1.12.
Right, just like the Groms is right now with what he got 4 wins.
Right,
he has
and
Go
ahead.
No, I'm good. Go ahead, bro.
Well, DeGrom could win it out. Listen, if I had to vote for Cy Young, I'd vote for DeGrom with that ERA.
Right.
He's on a terrible.
Yeah, he pitches. He's been pitching consistently. He's getting into the 6th and 7th inning every game, and the Mets just don't. They just, like you said, they a bad team. They don't seem to hit when he pitches, or somebody makes. After he leaves the game, they'll be ahead, or the game will be close. After he leaves, in that middle relief and the bullpen take over, he winds up with a no decision.
Yep. And that's the thing. Like his season of winning the Cy Young, Felix Hernandez, is an anomaly like Denny McClain winning 31 games was. You're never going to see somebody win 31 games again. It's an anomaly.
Not in this age.
Of course not. Definitely not in this age. But even in the years after he won that, in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, nobody's winning 31 games again. It's not happening. It's an anomaly. But I look at, so no top flight starter is going to become available. If no top flight starter is available, what you want to get is some guys who are actually going to be able to keep you in a game.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I know a lot of Yankee fans remember the Nathan Eovaldi who couldn't get it together. But I remember Nathan Eovaldi with the same type of electric stuff, actually better stuff than Sonny Gray, right? Who was on teams that weren't actually as good as everybody thought they were. You put Nathan Eovaldi on this Yankee team from the beginning of the year, he's got 12 wins right now.
When you look at Sonny Gray's record over the past, since 2016, 5-11, 2017, 10-12. Last year combined with Oakland and New York, he was 10-12. This year he's 6-7.
There you go.
And that's the ERA is this year it's over 5. Any other year it's been over 3.5, 3.7.
Right. That's the epitome of a fourth starter. Everybody want to talk about spin rate on his balls and how his ball moves and spin rate. Listen, I know what I see when I look at him. What started?
Whoa, hold up. What the hell does spin rate have to do with anything?
Because
that's an arbitrary BS stat.
Well, here's the rationale behind it. The more the ball spins, right?
Right.
The more it's going to move. The more the ball moves, the less chance the batter has of hitting it, right?
That is true.
However, if the ball moves into the strike zone,
yeah, I'm gonna slap that shit out the park.
There you go. And that's the problem with everybody with Sonny Gray is they look at the numbers and they don't look at him pitching. Sonny Gray's Jeff Weaver. Remember Jeff Weaver? Jeff Weaver's shit moved all over the place. Guess where it wound up at the end of the at-bat? In the middle of the fucking strike zone. It started on the outside corner, moved to the middle. Started on the inside corner, moved to the middle. Started at the top of the zone, moved to the middle. Bottom of the zone, moved up to the middle. No matter what Jeff Weaver did. And then you had some games Jeff Weaver would throw, and you'd be like, oh my God, this guy might be the best pitcher in baseball.
Spin rate. And I love how they take and try to combine statistics to make another statistic. They took batting average, your slugging percentage, and your on-base percentage and combine them. You can't do that, man. It's 3 different things.
Yeah. Yeah, because now if your slugging percentage, what is it? If your on-base percentage is 100 points higher than your batting average, which for the most part it will be unless you're a high strikeout guy,
right?
That means that you're better than your average says. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Because unless you're a guy who strikes out a lot, you're gonna be at least 100 points high. You're gonna be anywhere from 80 to 100 points higher than your batting average because you're gonna get some walks. On base percentage includes walks. It's not just hits.
Right. So you
batting average, by the way, people don't realize this. Batting average takes into account walks at the end of the season. For every 10 walks, that's considered a hit. They neglect to tell people that. That's how some guys who are at 299 all year wind up 300 hitters.
Right.
But hey, what do I know? I don't even watch baseball 50 fucking years.
Oh, I got one more for y'all. Yoenis Cespedes playing first base to save his legs, heel, hammies, and quads.
Ain't gonna make a fucking difference. Ain't gonna make a difference. It ain't gonna make a difference, yo. It ain't gonna make a damn difference. That boy gonna be hurt regardless.
Listen, the Mets. I read something where the Mets are in the best financial position they've ever been since.
Hello.
Okay.
Said all we have to do is add the right pieces and we'll be fine. is not in consideration for being in consideration, which is good. Finally, that they might go outside of the organization to hire the general manager.
I think they should.
Which is smart. If they do all of these things, the only thing they need to do, honestly, they need to trade Jacob deGrom. Jacob deGrom is, what is he, 28, 30? He's 30.
He's 30.
He is never going to have a higher trade value than he does right now.
Right.
You have to trade him. You have to trade him. You have to trade him, even if it's to the Yankees. You have to trade him. You have to replenish your farm system because you don't have a damn farm system. The guy who's your mouthpiece, John Rico, sat up there and said, we're not worried about the farm system. We want major league players. You can't have major league players without a farm system, you freaking moron.
Right. You gotta always think about your present and your future.
Mm-hmm. You know what kills me? I'm sorry, man. You know what kills me?
Good.
I speak to Met fans on the regular. I had this one guy the other day telling me that how, if you want the ground, you gotta give up Torres. I'm like, get out of here.
That's not happening, you moron.
That's not happening. And he was so he didn't want to let that go. He's like, well, you're not getting the ground. We're not getting the ground. We have to get Torres back. I'm like, bro.
Well, he's not thinking like a GM, and he's thinking in the clouds. Those type of things don't happen.
No, actually, he's thinking like a Mets GM. This is the same team that wouldn't trade Lucas Duda to the Yankees because they asked for too much, and then wound up getting a C-level prospect for Lucas Duda from the Kansas City Royals.
Right. Not like Lucas Duda was a superstar anyway.
Right. But they could have got a B-level prospect. Instead, they got a C-level prospect because they asked for the moon from because they overvalued Lucas Duda. Think about that for a minute. They overvalued Lucas Duda.
Where is Lucas Duda and Ike Davis? Where are they now?
I think Lucas Duda's in Tampa. I think. Don't quote me.
Ike is pitching right now.
Right. So you have to totally revamp everything. Like when we talk about with the medical guy, it's not just firing the medical, the head of the medical, the chief of the medical. You got to fire everybody he hired.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right.
You got to get rid of everybody.
The other assistant doctors.
The scouting department, everybody got to go. They all got to go. Everybody got to go. Listen, when you bring in a new GM, the secretary, the dude that fills the water cooler, they gotta go.
Yep.
It's like, Bob, come here, put the water down. I need to talk to you.
Yeah, you got clean house.
You do. You have to totally rethink. And honestly, the guy I want making the trades for the Mets is Omar Minaya. Here's why. Omar is pragmatic. Right. He doesn't let emotion get in the way. If Omar can get a deal for you, he's going to get the best deal he can. If that means trading with the Yankees, Red Sox, if he got to trade with the Martian invaders that's about to blow up the earth, listen, man, before you blow up the earth, what you going to give me for DeGrom? You're going to give me the atmosphere. You're going to give me, you're going to repopulate the earth. And you're going to give me Mike Trout? Oh, yeah, we good. You see what I'm saying? You got to do that. The Mets...
And also, they spend money, but they gotta spend money
wisely.
Yep.
Yes.
Right.
They don't, though.
I mean, you spend money on Cespedes, but you didn't spend no more money on nothing else. Or Jay Bruce is Jay Bruce. He's
They should not have brought Jay Bruce back.
Right.
The Todd Frazier thing, I would not have brought Todd Frazier in. Why? Because Todd Frazier's honest last hurrah was with the Yankees. Todd Frazier is a guy who gets hurt a lot. He had a good run through half a season with the Yankees.
Right.
They didn't bring him back, and he was great in that clubhouse. What did that tell you?
Right.
Don't touch him.
Conforto is messed up right now.
Well, they screwed Conforto up. They screwed him up. because they wanted him to hit home runs. Right. And what happened to his shoulder? They screwed up Brandon Nimmo. They screwed up David Wright. Man. They have to vamp everything, man. And I don't know if the Wilpons are willing to sacrifice their ego to build a winning team.
You're not going to.
Well, when you say things like if somebody came to me and said, and they named a bigger entity, y'all need to do stuff that way. I understand what they mean. They're not saying, you have to become that entity. No, they're saying you have to take the proper steps in becoming better. You got to do it I think they mentioned how the Cardinals are running. We don't want to do that like the Cardinals. We want the Met way. The Met way is frustration. A few smiles here and there.
Right.
You literally won a World Series in '86. That team should have been competitive in a number one team for the next 3 to 4 years, and you broke it up immediately. You got rid of all of the heart and soul. And I talked to people, Kevin McReynolds was a bum.
Yeah, Kevin McReynolds.
He was a nice guy.
Yeah, that trade never should have been made. Never should have been made. Kevin McReynolds. See, the Mets don't have a way. So if you want a way, let somebody come in there. And you know what? I would be okay with the Mets hiring a neophyte GM. You know why? Let him come in and establish the Mets way. Let him come in and say, listen, this is my vision for you. This is where we're going to be in 10 years. It takes 10 years to build a farm system, people. It takes 10 years to see the fruition of good drafting, good signings, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay? The best you can do is 7. Ask the Houston Astros. Ask the New York Yankees. 10 years ago, in 2008, the Yankee farm system was trash.
Yep, he's right.
It's 2018. Yankee farm system, one of the best farm systems in the game. It takes 10 years to really cultivate a farm system. So you come in, you tell us GM, you know what? You got 7 years. You got 7 years to show progress. If you show us progress in 7, we'll give you 10.
Right.
And you let him build the Met way, which is smart players, defensively sound players, in high IQ baseball players. Like one thing you guys have heard me constantly carp about with Gleyber Torres is his baseball IQ. He does things. He's a converted shortstop, and he does things at second base instinctively that most players, when they move to another position, don't even do. He thinks 3 plays ahead. Now, he has made some physical errors, and physical errors I can live with. Okay? He hasn't made too many mental errors.
Right.
Get you a bunch of those facts. Go ahead.
The Mets almost had it right when they brought up David Wright and they brought up Reyes, and then they signed Beltran and they signed the other what's the first baseman?
Carlos Delgado.
Right. Those were good moves. Then you brought in Pedro. They made smart moves.
Yeah.
And getting, even though it didn't sort of work out, bringing in Johan Santana was a good move. It's just that he got injured.
Yeah.
And you gotta build your farm system, make that right free agent signing, and build around, with other little pieces that every team has. Like you said, the Houston Astros are smart. The Yankees are smart. Philly and Atlanta, they're on track.
And the Mets are still treading water.
Yeah. And keep in mind that the guy that the Houston Astros hired stole secrets from the Cardinals.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody forgets about that what Jeff Luhnow did. when he went to the Astros. They forget that he basically hacked their entire database and stole their
Hey, listen, gentlemen, I gotta break out. So I'm glad to end this.
So do I. I had a long day.
Yeah.
Great talking to you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Thank you guys in the chat room, people that held on and called in and listened. I appreciate that. This is in the paint. The calling number for our call-in show is 347-4. Damn, yeah, 426-3634. I almost gave out my old number. You know what I'm saying? So check us out Monday evening at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Blog Talk Radio.
That's right. We're gonna bring you more realness in sports talk. So you already know, Maxis 11 and my man Chandler. Thanks for being here. Also, shout out to Hollop and our brother Dom who joined us briefly. Hey, it's all good. So with that being said, I'm going to take my black ass to bed and hopefully you guys.
Peace.
Peace.